with a couple of questions. He even sent us an email, so I'm going to take the pressure off Barney, because I'm going to try to deal with a response to a couple of these, just to go through them really quickly, because, you know, we have a great political system in Virginia, and our parties, both parties, generate the activists, those who truly care and have a stake in a fair and equitable system. And that's where the electoral board members come from, the activist part of both of our parties. So Robin said, how satisfied are the parties with the way elections are operated and vote tallies are certified? Well, my answer, Barney certainly can speak for himself, my answer is very satisfied. Is it perfect? Heck no, none of us are. And, you know, I would defend my friends in Chesterfield County all night long, because they did what they thought was right. They're good people. This system works very well. We have honesty in Virginia. We don't have the problems in West Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina. Look at all the history of those states, and look at the history of our state. Our parties are very satisfied with the way the process operates, and I'm proud of it. Are the two major political parties worried about public confidence in the election process? Here again, I speak for the Republicans, but I don't hear any complaining. I think they're very satisfied. We don't have phalanxes of lawyers and concerns on election day, because we know there are going to be a couple of minor glitches, but we know for the most part you can depend on the system. What do the political parties believe is the role of electoral boards? Well, that to me is pretty simple: to recruit, train, supervise, and operate the elections. It's a people business, and you're the ones that make it happen. This voting process in Virginia, through the people that are involved with you, your partners, the people that you recruit to work on election day. Is our role partisan, watching out for the interest of the party, or nonpartisan? Well, I've always felt it was nonpartisan, but in the process, if you look out for the interest of the party, you're looking out for the interest of the Commonwealth. And you do need to communicate with the party, obviously. Communications is a big part of your responsibility, but one of the questions is, what is the responsibility of the party at the state level to educate their representatives? Well, I think our responsibility is to do what the state board asks us to do. You've got a new leader, Secretary Nancy Rodriguez. If she wants us to come and do something, she's going to call us up and ask us. And we'll do it. But I think it's their job to educate you in the electoral process and in the electoral legal system. Should there be a reform of the way electoral board members are selected, nominated, and subsequently appointed? I don't think so. I don't hear anybody complaining. Is it perfect? Maybe not. But it's one of those pieces of that jigsaw. Remember that jigsaw puzzle. We do things in Virginia in a certain way. We do them for a certain reason. And we do them because we have good people that believe in making it right. So I'm happy to be here with you. I don't have anything partisan to say, except vote for our candidate. But other than that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Barney and let him say a few words.
Thank you all very much. I'm delighted to be here with John Hager. He's one of the most principled Virginians I know, and I hope you will join me in another round of applause for that. I do give speeches here now, probably not as many as Chairman Hager, but this is the first time I've ever been on the same program with him, and I feel a little bit like I'm in the wrong room. It reminds me of what happened at my grandfather's funeral. He died at 83. Lived a good long life, died in his sleep peaceably. He was about 5.5 feet tall and bald-headed as an egg. So when we go to have the funeral, we get ready for this bizarre ritual we have in the South called You know, where you go in and look at the corpse and brag on how natural it looks. Well, my mother was the oldest. It was a big family. So she insisted on leading the family into the funeral home for the viewing. So we gather in the parking lot and go in, and sure as hell, my mother turns into the wrong parlor. The guy in that casket's about 55 with a full head of black hair. And my mother takes one look at him and squalls out, "Oh my God, he don't even look like he's dead." Whispered to her, "Damn it, Mama, that ain't him. Later on, and she was like cutting a faucet off. She straightened up. We all bust out laughing, but the problem was that man's family was in there. I mean, they're all sitting there grieving, and here comes 40 strangers in and looks into the casket and busts out laughing. But anyway, I'm awful glad to be here. Bring up partisanship. It seems to me that we're going to keep on till we wring it out of politics. I asked a friend of mine one time, his name was Pete Marshall, and I said, "Pete, do you vote for the man or do you vote straight ticket?" He said, "I vote for the man." I said, "Have you ever voted Republican in your life?" And he said, "Hell no, what's the matter with you?" That happens to be a true story. Let me ask you a couple of philosophical questions. I happen to believe that we're on the verge of some radical changes in the way politics are conducted in this country and the way elections are run. And it seems to me there are several reasons for that. Technology is certainly one of them. We have got an archaic system, in my opinion, when it comes to electing the leaders of this country and this state. I want you to think about this. We have 50 states that do it differently. And within those states, 50 to 100 counties that do it differently. That makes no sense to me. And I'm not sure that it serves democracy. We think a 60% turnout is about normal. If you get half of that, then 30% of the eligible voters have chosen our leaders. Is that majority rule?